and welcome to Radio Waves by Todderbert. If you enjoy reviews, comparisons, band scans of new and classic portable radios, then make sure to subscribe and tap the bell icon so you don't miss any of my future videos. Today's subject, FM DXing. Do some of you know what that means? Some of you do, I'm sure, and some of you don't. I did not know what this meant until this year. Yes, I am a noob. I do a lot of radio reviews, and I did not know what FM DXing meant or what it was. So what it is, it's when a signal from a faraway FM station skips across the ionosphere and lands on your receiver. So you might be listening to classic rock, and then all of a sudden, country music's playing, and you're wondering, what just happened? And then it goes away just as quick as it came in, it's gone. So it's like a sporadic signal, and you're like, wow, that's odd. And I think I remember that having that happen while I'm in my car when I was listening to the radio, or I was at home, and I'm like, what was that about? Did they just screw something up? Did they hit the wrong button on the playlist or something? And so I never knew what that was until recently. So a friend of mine came over, and he's like, hey, Todderbert, why don't you grab your Sangean radio and let's tune to an open frequency, meaning nothing on there but static, and let's see if we hear anything. I'm like, whoa, it's like the ghost box stuff, And it's kind of funny that I said that, but that's a whole nother subject, which I'm probably never going to go towards, but who knows? Maybe I do. Depends on you guys if you want me to go that route. But for right now, the distant FM signals, he told me tune to 92.9. So I'm like, all right, so I tune 90.9, and they're static. I'm just sitting there, static's fun. All of a sudden, boom, like this loud signal came through. It was like a Spanish station. And I looked at the radio, and I'm like, oh, I think I screwed up the tuning. I think I turned the knob the wrong way, because it sounded like it was like they're in Chicago, like right next to me. And he goes, no, that's a far station. You shouldn't be getting anything on there. I'm like, oh, cool. So we listened to that Espanol station for a while and didn't know, waiting for call letters, nothing happened. So, well, we're still talking, and all of a sudden, a country music station popped in, and all of a sudden they said, yeah, this is NIN and whatever, country music. And my friend, he looked it up and he goes, that's Wichita Falls, Texas. I'm like, holy crap, how'd that happen? So I did some research and I figured out how all this stuff happens, and it has to do with solar activity, like solar winds and solar, your sunspots and coronal mass ejections. If you know anything about the sun, what it does is it helps as these particles hit our atmosphere. They energize the ionosphere, and they have different layers called F layers and E layers. And there's a layer called the E layer in the ionosphere, and it's a layer where actually the FM signals, instead of escaping the atmosphere, they'll actually be reflected back to the ground. So you get these really cool, what they call hops. And sometimes what they say maximum hop distance is usually about 1,200 miles, which I thought was really cool. So you can be listening to a station 1,200 miles away, but it's real sporadic. So it'll bounce at your location maybe for 15 seconds. If you're lucky, maybe 5 seconds. And sometimes you're lucky to get a call signal, sometimes you're not. If you have a radio with RDS, you might be able to pick up a RDS signal to tell you what the station is. So it's kind of interesting how that all works out. So with all that said, the best time to listen for an FM DX signal is during the day. And I've found the best results for me are between around, I'd say, 9 o'clock to about 5 p.m. That's the best for my location. Though I've had them as early as 8 a.m. all the way to midnight. So yeah, so I was like, oh, this is great. But can you sit by a radio for all those hours? No. And you can't be scanning this radio. So I found a way to do it. And it's kind of like we had a little name for this. We call it FM DXer, which is like SETI, but DXETI. And it is kind of funny. We just play on words at Patreon. We're having fun with it. But what we decided to do is have a little project. And what I did is I found out that these Q3s are really good for this type of situation for hunting FM distant signals. And let me talk to you about it. So let me go ahead and put this aside. And if I still have your attention, this is a Q3. You guys have seen this reviewed. I'll put a link up here for that review. And here, I want to give credit. Okay, if you noticed, I have 3 of these things. One was for my initial review. Second one, when I got excited about FM DXing, I was like, oh, this is awesome. I got to have a second radio going. My wife's kind of freaking out at this point. And then she's getting really freaked out when I got a third one. And this third one came from Chuck, because I mentioned I might want to do a third radio. And yeah, so here's my third one. So I have different colors so I can tell which recorder goes to which radio. And here is the Q3. This is a white one. I got a blue one, and I'm going to get a red one, I think, next. So I'm going to have 4 of these. Yes, I'm going to have 4 recorders going. So let me talk to you about this recorder. I believe in the review that
there that I talked about. This is a really cool recorder. I love it because it has the line-in jack, and what I found out was, let me open this up here. You do not need the battery to operate this. So what I do for my project is I have a laptop stand, at angles, and I put my recorders up like this. So I'll have, one here, and one here, and I'll have all my connections coming out like this and going out the back, which works out really nice. And you can use USB power to power the device without the battery, which works out amazing. So you can record, you can listen to what the radio is doing here by turning the volume up and down. So it's just a really nice setup. So this will run on USB power without the battery. So I can run this for hours and hours and hours and not worry about it. So I plug my SD card in there. I hook up the line into my speaker out of my radio. It tends to be the best. I had a line level out on one of my radios, just didn't sound as good, so I used the headphone out. So it works good either way with this device, but the headphone out tends to work the best into the line in. And this records stereo, by the way, so it's even better. Sometimes when you get that sporadic skip on an FM station, the country music, wherever's playing, could be coming in stereo too, which is really neat. And it comes in so crystal clear, it's amazing. So what I'll do is I'll put the little micro SD card in, put this in a stand, hook everything up, hook up the radio, and this is another thing I wanted to show you. The radio from the last, this thing is huge, the Grundig. I bought this radio for this FM DX project, and pretty much the months of June and July are pretty good for FM DX hunting, and I believe sometime in the fall, like possibly November or December, that month there's a good chance we'll get some skips. So it's a pretty limited window. You get 2 or 3 months out of the year, but it's fun. So what I did is I figured I need to have more, I want to cover more, frequencies. I don't want just 92.9. I want to try 99.3. That's empty, and a couple others. So I'm like, well, how am I going to do this? Well, I figured add more radios and more recorders. So it's working out pretty good. This radio's found not too many distant ones, but semi-distant. It's just luck of the draw. Just haven't had any many hits lately. My Sangean upstairs right now, it's recording at this moment as I'm speaking, as we speak. That's funny. We speak like aliens, we're coming to get you. Yeah, no, I haven't been drinking, and it's the 4th of July, but I haven't been drinking. So it's up there recording right now, and it's the Sangean PR-D15, and that's a great radio, and it's really good on the FM band, and it's on 92.9, and it's recording, and that one's picked up a lot, and you get to hear that in this video. So, but I decided to get a second radio, and this is the second one I decided to put up there. Plus, I want to do a cool review. I wanted this radio for a while, do a review on it. So that's why I bought this radio. And then, of course, I'm going to use it for shortwave and more fun later on when this is over for the year. So set that aside. You don't necessarily need to have that kind of radio. As you saw, let me bring out this. I found out that this little guy here does the same thing real well. All you need is a really good digital receiver where your selectivity is really good. DSP is a good receiver to use. Here's one DSP 380. I found out that this radio will work off of the USB power. It doesn't need to have batteries installed for it to run. So it's perfect. So it's a good candidate for running it all the time. So since it doesn't even have a DC in, you just have that. You can run the radio, and you could hook this up. And I actually was outside with this on a day where it was really hopping, like the stations were hopping all over the place, and this one picked up a New York station, which I was just shocked. I didn't get call letters, but I could tell it was New York the way they were talking and the subject matter and everything else. So it was a kind of clear station, where there's nothing on the, it's just static, and that came through. So that was cool. And so this radio will do it. So if you already have a Texan like this and you want to do this, all you got to do is have this radio and hook up your recorder. That's what I do, is with your little patch cable from your headphone out to this, and then plug in your USB, make sure everything's powered up, and then hit record, and then walk away. So like 8 in the morning, I'll hit record, and then at 12 o'clock at night, I'll stop. So, and then I'll take the card out, and I'll have 17 files approximately on there. And because this particular unit chops them up into 1-hour segments, which is really nice. You're able to tell kind of how, when you started, of when the time frame was when you got those hits, because you just count the files and then you just divide it in the hours that you recorded. So it works out really easy to figure out when that hit came through. So, and it's easier to manage too when you're going through the file looking for the audio signal. And when you're looking for the audio signal, I use Audacity on my computer, and you usually see just a nice long straight line, but then sometimes you'll see little peaks, and that's when signals are coming through. Sometimes it's just noise, sometimes it's a station coming through, local or semi-local station. Sometimes there's the distant stations coming in, which is really nice. You will find yourself getting semi-local stations, not super far, because there's also a thing called tropospheric ducting I know it sounds like a nerdy word, but it's a atmospheric, what they call atmospheric inversion, special cloud patterns, special storm patterns, different things cause this. And you can get some of the FM signals where they'll actually travel through the clouds, bouncing back and forth and back down. And typically you get these 100, 200 to up to 300 mile ranges with that ducting. So that's another cool little aspect of FM DXing. So just thought I'd throw that out there for you. So there's that. You don't need a fancy radio. You can use your 380 if you got one like this. I haven't tried the ET yet, but I'm sure this works similar with the USB in. It should be able to power without having batteries in it, but this one definitely does. I know that. So, but yeah, if you have these inexpensive digital radios, they'll work to DX and get yourself a good recorder that does this does a great job because it breaks up those files in those small chunks, which makes it real easy to find those signals. So let's put this aside here. All right. So yeah, my setup is 3 of these recorders right now. So I have an orange one that you saw in my review, this one, and a blue one. And I have a Sangean PR-D15 hooked up to one. I have the Grundig BT Field to the other. And then this one here is going to have my CC Radio 2E hooked up to it on the FM. And I'm going to put that in a different location because all these stations you're about to see, I found with the Sangean in a southwest facing area. And I kept finding southwest stations with it. I got lucky and got some southeast stations a little bit, but typically I was getting southwest, like Texas, New Mexico. I believe I got Arizona, Colorado. So you're going to hear some of those. And of course, I did get Florida, which was really a shock for me. So yeah, we're going to put those up here and you get to listen to those. So let's go ahead and put this right here in the middle. Yeah, that's cool. Thanks, Chuck. You're awesome for donating this to the channel. He's awesome. He saw how cool the signals I was getting. He's like, I'm going to give you another one, so keep going. So here we go. I'm going to fade to black, and you can listen to these clips that I recorded with the Q3 and using the Sangean PR-D15 as the source of receiving the signals. This is 92.9, and of course you're going to see little maps and then the station IDs. All right, enjoy.
For details. KKBQ, Pasadena, Houston.
The All Request One Shower Women only Wednesday, only on the new 93.2.
92.9 Peak FM.
Music, more.
At home, at work, everywhere. Everything.
Variety. I think it's great. PK, Colorado Pueblo.
A cumulus.
Peak FM, streaming online at 929peakfm.com.
92.9 MIN.
Can you hear me now?
You no longer have to settle for those big and boastful stations. Step up to what country should be like, deep in the heart of Texas.
Come from 92.9 Shooter FM. I'm Billy Ray. This hour is
Skunks and Wall Street. Distance. And the hits within earshot. Shooter FM.
Your hometown hit music station.
This is my music.
Ocala, Hughes, 92.9.
But doggone it, you put your heart into it. Besides, forgiveness is what Progressive is all about. That's why our loyal customers enjoy accident forgiveness at no extra cost. So, I forgive you, even if Lester and the fire department don't. Or the improv troupe. That was bad.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Accident forgiveness not available in all states or situations. KicksCountry929.com.
take you back.
Riding home with Calf.
Non-stop Calf Country.
Sponsored by
¿Quién es?
Somos la que buena.
Aquí suena la que buena. Que ya rompea. 92.9. Buena. En tu App Store favorito.
Country radio, the best fans in the world.
I love country. It's the best. I love it. It's good. It's so good.
Lone Star 92.9.
Waking up in my college dorm. Yeah, my life, it was pretty.
Get wet. The Lucas Oil drag boat races are back.
Oh, it's about that time. You feeling it? You feeling that tingle?
June 22nd through the 24th. See top fuel drag boats flying by on top of Lake Nasworthy. Speeds of over 250 miles per hour. Seriously? The Lucas Oil drag boat races on Lake Nasworthy. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. June 22nd through the 24th. Show and shine at Spring Creek Park. Kicks off Friday at 5:30. And then it's on to the qualifying on Saturday. Final eliminations on Sunday. Weekend passes and tickets are on sale now. Get yours at Joe's Ice House, Suddenly, and West Central Wireless. For more info, go to lucasoildragboats.com. Sponsored by Twin Peaks, Firehouse Kitchen, Grogan's Farm and Ranch, the Mathis Law Firm, Next Home Legend Realty, 1061 MDX, and Lone Star 92.9.
Can't wait to have my mind blown. No, it's going to be blown to pieces, baby. And those pieces into smaller pieces. Woo!
The hotter it gets, the hotter the deals at All American Chevrolet of San Angelo. All of our new cars and trucks are priced to move this weekend. Huge savings on all of our new Silverados in stock, like the new 2018 Silverado 1500 LT Texas Edition Crew Cab. Today for only $32. We have over 100 half-tons in stock, so come pick yours out today while the selection is best. Or save money as soon as you get behind the wheel of your new 2018 Chevy Cruze LS. Just $17,999.
Baby, I'm barely.
We've instructed our managers to give our absolute $1 for every trade.
Open 7 days a week, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Saturday, and 12 to 6 p.m. on Sundays. And they stay open late for Art Walk Thursdays. That's the third Thursday of each month. Check our Facebook page, Casa Decor at San Angelo, or at our website, CasaDecorTX.com. Or come see our inventory at 39 West Concho Street at the intersection of Irving and Concho. If you're coming from Highway 87, just turn east on Concho and be sure to bring your trailer. For more information, call the store at 325-617-5837. That's 325-617-5837. Casa Decor now has locations in Ruidoso, New Mexico and San Angelo, Texas. Check our Facebook page, Casa Decor at San Angelo, or at our website, CasaDecorTX.com.
Welcome back.
This is West Texas Country.
Country.
Lone Star 92.9.
Catches you dancing along instead of working. Crooks and Dunn on the brand. Just tell them that cardio is not really true, but it sounds legit. This is the brand.
Now, since you turned the tables on me, I've been steady learning on you.
Extend the event. June is a hot month for hot deals at Tate-Brand. Deals on Grand Cherokees and Renegades. Sizzling hot summer deals on Ram trucks, Dodge Journey, Durangos, Chrysler 300s, and Pacificas. Get out of the heat and into your new ride at Tate Branch Auto Group. Proud supporter of our community. Visit Tate Branch Auto Group's Facebook page and help them help our community. Or find out how you can join the team. You're listening to Hot New Country on 92.9 The Brand.
Sunday morning, man, she
All right, and we're back. Hopefully you enjoyed those audio clips and you got to see on the map where those signals were coming from. Just amazing. Look at the distances I got. I was so excited. Just amazing finds. This project is great. I'm enjoying it. I can't wait to get a third radio going, my fourth radio maybe in the future. My wife hopefully will put up with me in this project. Just amazing what you can listen to and find out there. It's kind of like exploration. Like I didn't even know this existed, and now I found it. I am studying for my ham license, my technician class license, and I learned a little bit about the E layer and the F layers and these different propagations and the solar activity. So if you're interested in what good days are, what bad days are, you could also go online, search solar propagation, and you'll get an idea when days might be better for listening to shortwave or to do FM DXing, when it's likely to get these hops, of 1,000+ miles. It's kind of neat if you don't have a way to record them. But when I have a recorder, I really don't care about what's happening with the solar activity for FM DXing, because I just had this set up on its little stand, hooked up to my radio, recording. And the cool thing about this radio, which I did not mention at the beginning of this video, is that it records whatever's coming in through that line in at that level. So that means you can have the volume all the way down on this device, and you'll hear nothing coming out of both units. This will not output anything, and the radio, of course, isn't outputting anything. So, but it's still recording at that line level coming from the radio, whatever the audio is set at, the volume level. So it's just amazing. I love that. So you can record in peace and quiet. You can have 3 of these things going, 4 of them going in one location, and you don't even know it. And it's just great. The only thing you see is a display counting down, or counting the minutes elapsed. So just a neat setup for that. So I want to make sure you knew that. Great recorder, $30. You can, if you already got your Texan 310 or your 380 here like this, give it a shot. Find an open station, clear station. Tune a little bit in the evening, day. Just figure out what's open to you. And then if you got one of these, these are about $29. You could pick these up on Amazon. I'll put a link down below. How to get them. These are great. They come in like 6 different colors. And like I said, you can run them without the battery. It just makes a perfect companion for this type of project. And this is going to be great. So if you have any questions about the E-layer, ionosphere, tropospheric ducting, all that weird stuff, and you're like, I don't understand, Todderbert, I will try to clear that up and add some more information in the comment section. And I'm sure others will, because it's a subject I'm sure a lot of people know about, especially ham radio operators and people who do a lot of shortwave listening. They know all about the propagation and what makes the radio hop like it does like that. And some people have had hops over 1,400 miles on an FM station, broadcast station, which is it's amazing. Just be prepared that, sometimes your hop will last only 5 seconds, and you'll get just a little snippet of a country music song playing, and you won't even know where it's playing from. That's the only downside. I've had a lot of that happen. You're like, oh, shucks, I just spent, I got these little clips, but I got nothing, but then the cool thing is you listen for those commercials and you try to find out, like, usually the good ones are dealerships, because usually they have unique names and you can search on the dealership, and then you'll find out where they're located, or a certain restaurant or something that they're advertising, a local venue. A lot of times you can find, hey, that's coming from there. I know where that's at. So that's really neat. You just Google that information and have some fun. So with that said, hope you like this video. Big thumbs up if you do. If you're new to the channel and you like this type of information, I do this once in a while. I like to put up new, new information, new guides, something fun to do with the radios. This is like a discovery for me. I discover shortwave, discovering FM DXing, AM DXing. It's all great, and I want to share with everybody and have excitement with it, because I enjoy it. I want to know what you guys find. If you get a Texan Q3, or if you got a different recorder that works just as well, when you hook to your radio and you got clips, I want you to upload them and play them, or however, or just share them in the comments. Tell us, what you found, what station, how far away, what they were playing, just fun stuff. And then it's excitement level. I love it. I'm really excited about it. So yeah, definitely do that. Subscribe, hit the bell icon, make sure you get notified of new videos. And then third, of course, comment below what you think about using a Q3 with a basic radio or a little higher end radio. I'm getting good results. I think it's a good, simple way of doing it. Very simple, quiet. Don't even know what's going on in the background in the house. Nobody's yelling at you. You don't have to have a separate Radio Shack for it. You don't have to have them outside or anything like that either, which is really nice. So that's a bonus. And then lastly, to support my channel, I don't say this every video, but I do have means to support my channel. A lot of people are supporting me, and that's great, and I really appreciate it. I'm able to do a lot with that support. Number one, Patreon. You'll find that link down below. The reason why I mentioned Patreon is number one is I put a lot of effort into that site. They're the ones that got to hear my clips first. They got to see the maps. They got to see the locations. They got to see the station logos and different things. So they got to have that information, weeks before I put this video out. So it's just nice. I can share that with them. Plus, it's an open forum, so they can comment about what I found. They give me tips. I give them tips. Things like it's just a great way of going back and forth, versus using YouTube as a solitary place to communicate. And you only need like $1 or $2 a month to support me. I think is pretty affordable if you want to be part of that group. And I got a lot of extra stuff that I post up there that you guys will love, that I don't normally put on my channel. 2, PayPal, for those who don't really want to sign up for a Patreon account. I understand. You can PayPal $1, $2, $3, $5, $10, $15, $20, $50. Keep going. My rich uncle, $100. Now my rich uncle, my rich uncle hasn't given me a dime yet. That's pretty funny, right? I have an aunt that's supporting me, but I don't have that rich uncle. If he's watching this, don't take offense. It's just funny. It's how things work out, I guess. So PayPal is great for that option. 3 is in my Amazon wish list, and I want to point this out is that I need one more recorder, and I don't know if one of you guys would like to help me out, but I need a red one, and I'm going to have that on there. And if you want to check out my wish list and order that for me, I will give you credit on the follow-up video, because I'm going to do a follow-up video of this to show what other stations I found with 3 or 4 of these recorders running. And if you give me that red one, I'll definitely give you a big shout out in that video. And it'll help me tremendously. So yeah, get that final one. And the reason why I want the red one is because white, I got a blue one, and I have a red one. Red, white, and blue. You know what that is? The patriotic United States flag. That's what I want, even though it's Texan Chinese, but red, white, and blue, it's going to look really good. And it's just, the color combination is perfect. And I'll take a picture of that and post that when I get that, get that red one. So if you guys want to donate that one, that'd be awesome. So just a little shout out for that. I'm glad you guys are supporting me in any way possible. Just by watching my videos, you guys are awesome. So I appreciate every bit of it. All right, guys. Well, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. Of course, any comments, comment below. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you know, what you don't know. I don't care. Let's have fun. That's what it's about. All right, guys. Take care and goodbye.